Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we shall learn a very important identity in complex analysis, which is the Lagrange's identity. The Lagrange's identity. So which states that if A1, A2, AN, B1, B2, Bn be complex numbers, then summation ai bi modulus whole square is summation modulus ai whole square into summation modulus of bi whole square minus summation modulus ai bj bar minus aj bi bar whole square. Here bj represents the conjugate of the complex number bj. Similarly, bi bar means it represents the conjugate of the complex number bi. Now, to prove this Lagrange's identity, we'll use the method of mathematical induction. We shall prove this result using mathematical induction on n. We shall prove this result using mathematical induction on n. So you know mathematical induction starts from n is equal to 1. So the process is first you have to prove the result for n is equal to 1, then you have to assume for n minus 1 and you have to prove for n. So first for n is equal to 1. So to prove, so what we have to prove? We have to prove this is equality. So just I'll make a changes here. So just I'll take this part to the left and this to the right. So to prove summation ai bj bar minus aj bi bar whole square 1 is less than or equal to I, less than j, less than or equal to n is equal to summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n into summation modulus of bi square I running from 1 to n minus modulus of summation ai bi whole square I running from 1 to n. So just I have rewritten the given identity. So now we shall prove this one using mathematical induction. So induction starts from n is equal to 1. For n is equal to 1, we have to prove this equality holds. So first of all, what is LHS? So for n is equal to 1, we have to see what is the left hand side. So the left hand side is this summation where the summation runs for all I and j values with I is greater than or equal to 1, I is less than j, j is less than or equal to n. So this condition actually works in this way. So I is greater than or equal to 1. So that means the values of I starts from 1. So the minimum value that I can take is 1. But j has to be strictly greater than I. So if I takes 1 value, j starts from 2. And the maximum value is n. So 2, 3, so on up to n. So this is 1 value. So I actually should vary from 1 to n, but I has to be less than j. So I has taken the value 1 now. Now the next value is 2. Next value is 2. Actually you can extract one more condition here for I. So I is greater than or equal to 1, strictly less than n. So I can take any values from 1 till n minus 1. So if I is equal to 2, j has to be strictly greater than I. So j runs from 3 up to n. So for every I, for every fixed value I from 1 to n minus 1, j takes all the values from I plus 1. So I plus 1 to n, I plus 1 to n. So similarly, I is equal to 3 means j takes the values 4, 5, so on up to n. So finally, the maximum value that I can take is n minus 1. It has to be strictly less than n. So I is equal to n minus 1. So the only value that j can take is n. So these are the set of indices for which the summation runs. So this is how the summation works. For every fixed I, j takes all possible values strictly greater than I, strictly greater than I. So now I have to take n is equal to 1. Put n is equal to 1. So that is 1 is less than or equal to I, less than j, less than or equal to 1. If I put n is equal to 1. So I can take one value. So I is greater than or equal to 1. So on the upper limit is also 1. So I is equal to 1. I can take equal to 1. But there are no j values. There are no j values greater than I and less than or equal to 1. Right? So as n is equal to 1, so the maximum value is n and j has to take strictly greater than values of I, and there are no values greater than I and less than or equal to 1. So there are no j values. There are no j values. So there are no j values at all means there will be no terms in this summation, because the terms of the summation runs for both I and j. As there are no j values, there will be no terms, and the empty summation is taken as 0. Empty summation is taken as 0. So I think it is understood. So here the summation runs like this. For every I, j takes all values strictly greater than I. So I is greater than or equal to 1. So I can take the value 1. The minimum value is 1. So if I takes 1, so j has to be greater than I and less than or equal to n. And in this case, n is equal to 1. So j has to be strictly greater than I, which is equal to 1 in this case, and strictly less than or equal to 1. And there are no such values. There are no such values. So there are no j values. So there are no terms in the summation. Hence the left hand side reduces to 0. Now what about the right hand side? Right hand side is this one. So put n is equal to 1. So this summation runs from 1 to n. So put n is equal to 1. So then in that case this summation contains only one term. So what is that? It is modulus of a1 whole square into. Here also if I put n is equal to 1, so I runs from 1 to 1. That means only one term. Modulus of b1 whole square minus. Here also once again this summation contains only one term, that is a1 b1. So its modulus whole square. Its modulus whole square. So it is a1 modulus whole square b1 modulus whole square minus, so modulus of a1 b1 whole square. So first of all, modulus of a1 b1 is modulus of a1 into modulus of b1. So its whole square. So its whole square means modulus of a1 whole square into modulus of b1 whole square. So this term minus itself. That is modulus of a1 whole square into modulus of b1 whole square minus the same term. So difference will be 0. So LHS is equal to RHS. That means left hand side is equal to right hand side. So therefore LHS is equal to RHS. So what it means? So for n is equal to 1, the equation holds. The left hand side is equal to the right hand side. In particular, both are equal to 0. So that is, the result holds for n is equal to 1. Now the next step of mathematical induction is you have to make the assumption. So assume now n is greater than 1, because for n is equal to 1 we have proved the result. Now assume n is greater than 1 and that the result is true for the index n minus 1. So you have to assume the result for n minus 1 and you have to prove the result for n. So result is true for n minus 1 means, so the given result is true for the natural number n minus 1. What is that? So actually the result is summation modulus of ai bj bar minus aj bi by modulus whole square. So 1 is less than or equal to I, less than j, less than or equal to. So here just you have to write the natural number n minus 1. So this is equal to summation modulus of ai whole square, I running from 1 to n minus 1 into summation modulus of bi whole square, I running from 1 to n minus 1 minus modulus summation ai bi, I running from 1 to n minus 1 whole square. So the result is true for n minus 1 means, that means this equality is true for the natural number n minus 1, true for the index n minus 1. So this is the assumption which we have made now. Now we have to prove the result for n. That means we have to prove this equality holds for the natural number n. So to prove that, we shall start from LHS. So start with LHS. Consider the left hand side of the given result for the natural number n, that is modulus ai bj bar minus aj bi bar modulus whole square. 1 is less than or equal to I, less than j, less than or equal to n. I have considered the left hand side for the natural number n. Now we shall prove that it is equal to the desired right hand side with respect to the natural number n. Okay. Now, so in proving the result for case n, we have to use the case n minus 1. So I need this summation. So if I express this in terms of n minus 1, then I can substitute the n minus 1 result and we shall simplify it. So I can write this as, so modulus of ai bj bar minus aj bi bar whole square, 1 less than or equal to I, less than j, less than or equal to n minus 1. N minus 1. That means here n is there. Here I have taken this summation up to n minus 1. So what are the terms I have left? So you can observe here, this summation is up to n. Now this summation is up to n minus 1. So some terms are left here. So what are those terms? So we have to search for those terms. So according to this summation, so for what values of I and j it runs? So I takes the minimum value 1, I starts from 1 and j takes all possible values up to n greater than I. So for I is equal to 1, j takes the values from 2, 3, so on n. So next value of I is 2, so j takes 3, 4, so on n. So next value for I is 3. So j takes 4, 5, so on up to the maximum value n. Similarly, the maximum value that I can take is So I has to be strictly less than n. That means I can take the maximum value n minus 1. If I takes n minus 1, j takes the only possible value n, because the maximum value that j can take is n and it has to be strictly greater than I. So n is the only value which is greater than I and less than or equal to n. So j is n. So these are the terms. So for I is equal to 1, j is equal to 2, j is equal to 3, j is equal to 4, j is equal to n. For I is equal to 2, j is equal to 3, j is equal to 4, j is equal to n. So fix I value and run j from 3 to n. So like this. So these many terms are there. These many terms are there. Now here what are the terms I have considered? So same way. So here the maximum value was n, here the maximum value is n minus 1. So for I is equal to 1, j takes the values 2, 3, so on up to the maximum value n minus 1. So I is equal to 2, j is 3, 4, so on up to the maximum value n minus 1. So similarly, I takes the maximum value here. So I has to be strictly less than n minus 1. So the maximum value is n minus 2 and j is the maximum value n minus 1. Right? So these are the values I have considered. So now what are the terms I have left? So for I is equal to 1 here, I have to take, for I is equal to 1, j is equal to 2, j is equal to 3, j is equal to 4, up to j is equal to n. But I have taken only up to n minus 1. N minus 1. So for I is equal to 1, I have left one term. Alva? So for I is equal to 1, I have left one term, that is j is equal to n. Now come to the second value of I. So for I is equal to 2, j actually runs from 3 to n, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to n. But here only up to n minus 1. So for I is equal to 2, I have left the value j is equal to n. So similarly, continue, for I is equal to 3, j is equal to n. So this value I have left. Okay. So similarly, so here I is equal to n minus 1 is there. So the previous will be I is equal to n minus 2 and j takes the values greater than I, that is n minus 1 and the maximum value n. So for I is equal to n minus 2, so only I have taken n minus 1 value. So for I is equal to n minus 2, I have to take the j is equal to n. And finally, this whole term as not there. So that term also have to consider here. I is equal to n minus 1, j is equal to n. So these are the terms I have left in this summation. So I have to add those extra terms. So this summation is equal to this plus these extra terms. So what are those terms? So for all these terms, j is fixed. So j is equal to n. So put j is equal to n. So summation modulus ai b j. J is n minus an bi bar whole square. So for fixed j value which is equal to n, I have to run I from 1 to n minus 1. 1 to n minus 1. So I think it is understood. So this summation runs for all these I and j values, whereas this summation runs for all these I and j values. So when you compare both the indices, so these terms are left. So for I is equal to 1, j is equal to n. So this one term is left, this one term is left. So all these terms are left in this summation. So I have added those extra terms using the n minus 1 case. So this summation is nothing but summation modulus of ai whole square, I running from 1 to n minus 1 into summation modulus of bi whole square, I running from 1 to n minus 1 minus modulus of summation ai bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1 plus, so I have taken the n minus 1 result here, so in place of this I have taken this. So this was the LHS and this was the RHS, so this was equal to this one. So plus this term as it is, plus summation modulus of ai bn bar minus an bi bar whole square I running from 1 to n minus. Now this is equal to, so I'll write these terms as it is, summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1 into summation modulus bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1 minus modulus of summation ai bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1 plus summation. So inside the summation we have modulus of z1 minus z2 whole square. We have the form modulus z1 minus z2 whole square. So recall, modulus of z1 minus z2 whole square is modulus of z1 whole square plus modulus of z2 whole square minus 2 into real part of z1 into z2 bar. So modulus of ai bn bar minus an bi bar whole square is modulus of ai bn bar whole square plus modulus of an bi bar whole square minus 2 into real part of ai bn bar into an bi bar whole bar. So all these terms are inside the summation running from 1 to n minus 1. This step is equal to once again, these first three terms are as it is, summation modulus of ai whole square I run from 1 to n minus 1, summation modulus of bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1 minus modulus of summation ai bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1. So I have kept all first two terms as it is. Now this plus summation, so the first term, so modulus of ai bn bar whole square is there. So first of all, modulus of ai bn bar means modulus of ai into modulus of bn bar, so whole square as it is. So it is modulus of ai whole square modulus of bn bar whole square, but modulus of bn bar is nothing but modulus of bn, because so if z is equal to x plus iy, so what is modulus of z? It is square root of x square plus y square. So for z bar is x minus iy, so modulus of z bar is square root of x square plus minus y whole square. So minus y whole square is once again y square itself, so which is equal to modulus of z. So z and z bar will have same modulus value. So modulus of bn bar is nothing but modulus of bn. So the first term can be rewritten as modulus of ai whole square into modulus of bn whole square plus. Similarly, split this also. So you will get modulus of an whole square into modulus of bi whole square minus 2 into real part of ai, so bi bar bar, so it will be bi here an bar bn bar, so it will be an into bn whole bar. So summation running from 1 to n minus 1. Now once again this step is equal to, so these two terms as it is, summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1 summation modulus bi square I running from 1 to n minus 1 minus modulus of summation ai bi I running from 1 to n minus 1 whole square plus, so we have summation of these three terms. Now split the summation for all these three terms. So first will be summation of this term, summation of modulus of ai whole square into modulus of bn whole square. As this is constant with respect to the index I can take it outside the summation. So the first term will be modulus of bn whole square into summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n. That means summation of first term is this one plus summation of second term, here modulus of an whole square is independent of the summation, so I can take it outside, modulus of an whole square into summation modulus of bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus. Similarly the last one, so actually summation of minus 2 into real part of this, so it will be minus 2 into, so actually we have to write, so summation of the third term, so summation of minus 2 into real part of ai bi an bn whole bar. So minus 2 is constant, so I can take it outside, so minus 2 into summation real part of ai bi an bn whole bar. So we have sum of the real parts, so it will be equal to real part of the sum ai bi. So you can write an bn bar inside the sum, or as it is independent of the summation, you can write it outside the summation. So sum of the real parts is real part of the sum. You can see this, so that is real part of z1 plus z2 is real part of z1 plus real part of z2. So real part of the sum is sum of, so the third term will be minus 2 into real part of summation ai bi I running from 1 to n minus 1 into an bn whole bar. Okay, so now, so what I have to get in the right hand side, so I have to get modulus of, that is summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n into summation modulus of bi whole square I running from 1 to n. That means I have to get the desired terms in the right hand side. So focus on those terms, and for that now I'll consider, so summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n. So this is the term which I have to get in the right hand side, and the term modulus of bi whole square I running from 1 to n. So once again do the same thing, express this in terms of n minus 1. So this is from 1 to n, so summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1. So I have left the last term, that is modulus of an whole square. Similarly, so this summation contains 1 to n terms. N terms are there. So I'll write first n minus 1 terms as it is. I take the nth term outside the summation. Nth term is modulus of Bn whole square. Modulus of Bn whole square. Now, actually, I have to get the product of these two terms in the right hand side. So take the product of these two equations. So which will be in terms of n minus 1. So we can make some substitutions in this equation. So call this as equation star. Equation star. So now we have to multiply these two equations. Multiply these two equations. Summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n into summation modulus of bi whole square I running from 1 to n. So this is equal to. So first summation is summation up to n minus 1 plus nth term outside into this summation is sum of first n minus 1 terms plus the nth term. Now we have to multiply these two factors. So how we will multiply? First term into this plus this term into this one. So first this into this one is modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n into summation modulus of bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1 n minus 1. So this term into this one, then this term into this one, plus modulus of bn whole square into summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1 plus this into this modulus of an whole square into summation modulus of bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1 plus the last term modulus of an whole square into modulus of bn whole square. So call this as some double star. Now try to substitute this in the equation star. So by substituting the double star condition in star. So what we get, so you can observe the equation star. In the equation star we have these three terms, this term plus this term plus this term. So in the equation star, so the right hand side of the equation star contains sum of these three terms. So sum of these three terms can be replaced by this minus that one. So take this to the left hand side. So in the right hand side of the equation star, so sum of these three terms can be replaced by this term minus this term. So what we get, so left hand side of the star is summation modulus of ai bj bar minus ai aj bi bar modulus whole square 1 is less than or equal to I less than j less than or equal to n. It is equal to, now observe the right hand side of the equation star carefully. So these three terms can be replaced by this term, that is modulus ai whole square I running from 1 to n into summation modulus bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus take this to the left hand side. So minus modulus of an whole square plus modulus of bn whole square. Now write the remaining terms. Sorry, this is modulus of an whole square into modulus of bn whole square. Now write the remaining terms of the right hand side in equation star as it is. So the remaining terms are minus modulus of summation ai bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1 minus 2 into real part of summation ai bi I running from 1 to n minus 1 into an bn whole bar. This step is equal to, so first term as it is, summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n, summation modulus of bi whole square I running from 1 to n into. So for all these terms minus is common, so I'll take minus outside. So this I'll write the first term. So it is modulus of summation ai bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus 1 plus, so this is the second term. So modulus of an whole square into modulus of bn whole square is there. So it will be modulus of an bn whole square. So minus I have taken outside, so it will be plus. So plus 2 into real part of summation ai bi I running from 1 to n minus 1 into an bn whole bar. Now you can observe it is of the form modulus of z1 whole square plus modulus of z2 whole square plus 2 into real part of z1 into z2 bar. So modulus of z1 whole square plus modulus of z2 whole square plus 2 into real part of z1 into z2 bar. So this sum is of this form, and this is nothing but the identity modulus of z1 plus z2 whole square. So take this as z1, this as z2, then modulus of z1 whole square plus modulus of z2 whole square plus 2 into real part of z1 into z2 bar. So this whole sum can be written as modulus of z1 plus z2 whole square. So this is equal to summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n into summation modulus of bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus. So this whole sum can be written as modulus of z1 plus I running from 1 to n minus 1 plus z2. Z2 is an bn whole square. So it is equal to summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n, summation modulus of bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus, so what is the sum? It is the sum of all the products ai bi I running from 1 to n minus 1. So the values of I is from 1 to n minus 1, and you can observe, so this is nothing but the term of this summation, and which is with respect to the index n. So if you take this term inside the summation, because the summation contains the terms of the form ai into bi, so I runs from 1 to n minus 1. That means the terms of the summation are a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus so on an minus 1 bn minus 1, because the maximum value is n minus 1, plus the last term an bn. So now this sum can be written as summation modulus of summation ai bi I running from 1 to n. So modulus whole square as it is. And you can observe we got the desired terms in the right hand side. That is we proved that summation modulus of ai bj bar minus aj bi bar whole square, 1 is less than or equal to I, less than j, less than or equal to n, is equal to summation modulus of ai whole square I running from 1 to n, summation modulus of bi whole square I running from 1 to n minus modulus of summation ai bi I running from 1 to n whole square. So thus we got the result for the natural number n. So therefore the result is true for the natural number n. So now just sum up all the steps which we have done. So first we proved the result for n is equal to 1. Then assuming the result for n minus 1, we proved the result for n. So thus by the principle of mathematical induction, the result holds for all natural numbers. So whatever the value of n, the result holds. So thus by mathematical induction, the result holds for all natural numbers n, for all n. Hence we proved the result. So in this video we proved the Lagrange's identity, which is very useful in complex analysis by mathematical induction. Hope you have understood the proof. Thank you.